How do you do? I'm John Tacchi, and this is Bodytalk, all things massage therapy related. In the topic of whiplash, massage therapists are often in a final stage of people who experience whiplash. Whiplash often occurs in, you'll hear about it in car accidents. And in a car accident, you're sitting and unexpectedly, is normally the case, your body is hit from behind where the car, well, your car eventually is the impetus and you're thrown forward, but the headrest and the seat end up accelerating you forward before you know to do anything. Once that forward process goes, either the seatbelt grabs you or your muscles grab you to stop this really quick moving motion. And if the seatbelt is holding on to you, then the head is unrestrained and you end up straining or even tearing the muscle, ligament, or tendons in the back of the neck. This produces a very unbalanced situation where the front of the muscle, the front of the neck, doesn't have any particular trauma, and the back is severely traumatized, and that produces a unequilibrium where the body's normal reaction to injury is to contract, and if it can't contract in the back, it contracts entirely in the front and throws everything out of whack. Scientific term. Massage therapists normally end up being a place where people go for addressing whiplash because it tends to be a muscular issue, and there's not necessarily, frequently, there are not broken bones showing up in x-rays or really in any form. A truly violent affair, yes, you can have avulsion fractures where the tendon is breaking out, but that would no longer be whiplash. That would be avulsion fractures and would be addressed separately. So a major complex point in whiplash, let's see here, roll it back one more step. Most muscles cross a single joint and address a motion across the joint. When a muscle crosses two different joints, well, two joints, then you're going to have a more complex manner of reciprocal muscles to balance everything out. If we had a muscle like a sternocleidomastoid that goes from the skull, skips over C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into T1, thoracic 1, into the first rib, and then finally into your sternum clavicle connection. That is what we just go through. 8, 9, 10 different joints. So you've got one muscle asking for muscular competency over 10 different joints, and that's really the sort of simplified way of looking at it. So when everything is messed up in the back from the whiplash event, and this muscle across the front is not traumatized, but tries to help by doing the only thing it can, and just contract and try to stabilize the injured neck, a lot of things can be thrown off. So in addressing whiplash, although the client will be complaining of pain in the back of the neck, to relax and soften everything in the back of the neck is actually going to compound the problems. Yes, we're going to work the back of the neck to calm them down from their panicked, injured state, and hopefully assist with circulation while they're going through the repair process. But a greater part of the equation is actually going to be releasing the front of the neck from throwing the entire system out of whack. Addressing the front of the neck can run into some awkward problems when you're going through massage school. There are normally on charts red triangles about where you're not supposed to work. And there's a lot of really important, fantastic muscles in here. You just need to be really, really careful with working in the regions on the front of the neck. You've got the brachial plexus, so nerves going out to the upper arm. You've got airways, you've got your carotid arteries. So there's a lot of things that you have to worry about, structures, if you're trying to work in deep. In an example case, I had a client who was in a car accident, and they were seeing me for massage therapy when I was working at a clinic. And yes, there was necessary benefits to working on the back of the neck, and that's where their complaints were. But I did a much more significant work on the front of the neck, and that was successful. And he was coming back, several times and getting better. One time I was not available, and he saw another therapist who was good, competent, certified, and yet he addressed the pain in the back of the neck without working on the front of the neck. And as a result, he went from the clinic directly to the hospital. Granted, he drove himself, but he went to the ER room for painkillers, muscle relaxants. I'm not sure exactly which one it was now. It was many years ago, but the point being is that you can take a delicate situation like whiplash and make it much worse, unfortunately. Alternatively, massage therapists can be the only thing that can address beneficially and relieve pain and discomfort, and also aid the recovery for the client. So ask if your massage therapist has experience with whiplash. Perhaps that would be a way to start digging into the question. Or if they're hopefully working for a few years, they would have seen it and hopefully have some experience with that. Anyway, food for thought: whiplash, massage therapy. My name is John Tacchi. This has been Body Talk. Thank you.